My beloved brothers and sisters, sometimes we look around and it feels like everything is falling apart. We don't recognize our own lives, the plans we had broken, the people we trusted gone, the dreams we built with our own hands. Shattered, and in that moment, Shaitan whispers, "You're lost." But I want to remind you today, you are not lost. You are being rebuilt by Allah. You are not lost. Allah is rebuilding you for something greater. Sometimes in life, we reach a point where everything feels uncertain. Nothing makes sense anymore. The people we counted on may no longer be around. The goals we worked toward might seem unreachable. The path we thought was ours begins to disappear, and we feel stuck in confusion and silence. In these moments, it's easy to think we've gone astray, that we've lost our purpose, our direction, and maybe even our worth. But the truth is, we are not lost. Allah does not abandon His servants. When life feels like it's falling apart, it may be that Allah is gently clearing away the things that are holding us back from reaching the place He wants us to be. When a person wants to renovate an old home, they don't begin by adding new paint and furniture. They start by examining the foundation. If the base is not strong, no amount of decoration will make the house stable. Similarly, if the foundation of our heart, our faith, and our character is weak, Allah in His mercy may remove the superficial things we've built our lives on. It may feel painful. It may feel like everything is being taken away. But in reality, He is tearing down the false strength we thought we had to build something more lasting and more real within us. Allah wants to purify, not punish. He wants to strengthen, not shatter. But we must trust Him even when the rebuilding doesn't look like progress to us. Often we confuse being still with being lost. Just because life isn't moving according to our timeline doesn't mean we're off track. Sometimes growth looks like silence, healing looks like isolation, reflection looks like retreat. These aren't signs of being lost. These are signs that a deeper transformation is happening, one that may not be visible to others, but is deeply known to Allah. He sees your quiet efforts. He hears your unspoken prayers. He knows the tears that no one else sees, and He never lets them go to waste. When Allah wants to raise someone higher, He first humbles them. He breaks the pride, the ego, the illusion that we are in control. He detaches us from the dunya so that we can attach more purely to Him. And sometimes the only way for that detachment to happen is through the experience of hardship. The doors we thought would open suddenly shut. The support we relied on disappears, and in that emptiness we are left with one option: to turn to Allah. It is in that turning back, in that raw and honest moment of surrender, that the rebuilding begins. The prophets of Allah went through immense trials, not because they were lost, but because they were chosen. The rebuilding is a sign that Allah wants better for you, not just in this life, but in the next. He is shaping your character, softening your heart, teaching you patience, and preparing you for a responsibility that only you can carry. You may not see it yet, but every difficulty is laying the bricks of a stronger version of you. One that is not dependent on people's validation. One that is not shaken by worldly failures. One that understands that true success lies in being close to Allah. This kind of rebuilding takes time. It cannot be rushed, and it cannot be measured by the standards of the dunya. But once complete, it leaves you with a strength that cannot be taken away by anything or anyone. What feels like loss may be divine redirection. So often, we hold on to certain people, places, or plans with the belief that they are good for us, that they are part of our journey, part of our destiny. We invest time, love, effort, and emotion into building something we believe will last, only to watch it slowly crumble before our eyes. In those moments, the pain is raw, the confusion is heavy. Our hearts whisper questions we're too afraid to say aloud. Why did it happen this way? Why was it taken from me when I wanted it so badly? Why does it feel like everything I worked for disappeared in a moment? But it is in these very moments that we need to pause and remind ourselves, perhaps it wasn't a loss. Perhaps it was a divine redirection, sent by Allah out of His mercy, to protect you from something you couldn't yet see. We often make decisions based on limited knowledge, driven by emotions and short-term desires, but Allah sees the full picture. He knows what lies ahead. He knows what we need even when we think we know best. Sometimes that job you didn't get, that relationship that ended, that opportunity that passed you by, they weren't punishments. They were protection. Allah was removing something from your life not to hurt you, but to clear the path for something better, something more suited to the person He wants you to become. We don't always see this in the moment. It might take months or even years before we can look back and realize that what we thought was a painful ending was actually a blessed beginning in disguise. Imagine a child holding a dangerous toy. They don't want to let it go. They cry and scream when it's taken from them. But the parent knows that the toy will hurt them, so they remove it out of love, not cruelty. Allah does the same for His believing servant. When He takes something from you, it is always with purpose. His wisdom is far beyond our understanding, and His plans are built on knowledge of the unseen. We must train our hearts to say Alhamdulillah in the face of what we don't understand, because trust in Allah means believing that even the losses are full of His mercy. Divine redirection may come through disappointment, but it always leads to a destination better than what we had planned for ourselves. We may feel like we've been left behind, but in truth, we've been placed on a new route, one that takes us closer to Allah, one that refines our soul and strengthens our patience. The detours in life often lead us to the places we were truly meant to reach, the places we would never have found on our own. And the longer the delay, the more beautiful the destination. Every delay is a lesson, every closed door a message, every no from the world a yes from Allah in another form. Sometimes you think you've lost a person, but in reality you've been redirected toward your own growth. Sometimes a plan doesn't work out because Allah wants you to rely on Him more, to reconnect with Him more deeply, to wake up at night and make dua from the bottom of your heart. These are not just moments of pain, they are moments of transformation, moments where Allah realigns your heart, reorders your priorities, and readjusts your vision. Through what seems like loss, He draws you nearer to Him, and that nearness is worth more than anything you thought you lost. Pain is sometimes Allah's mercy in disguise. As human beings, we are naturally inclined to avoid pain. We see it as something negative, something to be removed as quickly as possible. But what if the pain you're feeling is not there to destroy you, but to wake you up? What if it's not there to break you, but to guide you back to what truly matters? In the depths of hardship, when your heart is heavy and your tears are silent, it may be that Allah is showing you a type of mercy that is hidden to the eye, but clear to the soul. There are moments in life where the pain we experience becomes a doorway back to Him, a means through which He softens our heart and realigns our purpose. When everything is going well, we often forget our need for Allah. We become attached to the world, its comforts, and its distractions. But when difficulty strikes, when we are shaken to our core, our hearts begin to whisper the name of Allah with a sincerity that prosperity rarely brings. That whisper turns into a cry, and that cry becomes a dua. This is not a sign of weakness, this is a sign that Allah is near. The pain becomes a reminder that we are not in control, that no amount of planning or strength can guarantee ease in this life. It humbles us, it brings us to our knees, and in that state we begin to taste a sweetness that only those who have turned to Allah in hardship truly understand. There are many moments where pain teaches us what comfort never could. It teaches patience when we have no choice but to wait. It teaches gratitude when we realize how much we took for granted. It teaches strength when we are forced to carry what we never thought we could. And most importantly, it teaches us the depth of our relationship with Allah. In moments of heartbreak, we realize that no one truly understands us like our Creator does. No one listens like He does. No one responds like He does. And in those moments, our connection with Him becomes more real than ever. Many of the prophets experienced the deepest pains imaginable. Yet their pain was never a sign of Allah's anger. It was a path toward greatness, a sign of closeness to their Lord. When Prophet Yob Arabic, Tain Arabic, Lam Arabic, Yet Arabic, Ha Arabic, Alif Arabic, Lam Arabic, Sin Arabic, Lam Arabic, Alif Arabic, Mim was afflicted with severe illness and loss, he remained patient and turned to Allah, and his pain became a means for Allah's mercy and reward to be revealed. When Maryam Arabic, Tain Arabic, Lam Arabic, Yet Arabic, Ha Arabic, Alif Arabic, Alif Arabic, Lam Arabic, Sin Arabic, Lam Arabic, Alif Arabic, Mim felt the pangs of labor alone and afraid, Allah comforted her, sustained her, and made her situation one of honor forever remembered. These stories are not just historical events. They are reminders that pain has a purpose, and that purpose is often mercy, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. Sometimes Allah allows your heart to break so that the light of guidance can enter through the cracks. Sometimes He lets you fall not to hurt you, but to teach you how to rise with Him by your side. And sometimes the very thing you are asking Allah to remove is the very thing that is keeping your heart alive. The pain may be bitter, but it leads to a sweetness that cannot be found elsewhere. It refines your soul. It strips away false attachments. It pushes you to ask questions that only Allah can answer. And in seeking those answers, you find something greater than relief. You find faith, you find connection, you find purpose. Trust Allah's process even when you don't understand it. Life is full of moments that test not only our strength, but our trust in the unseen. There are times when everything seems to go against what we hoped for. Our du'as remain unanswered, or at least they appear to. The direction we wanted to move in suddenly becomes blocked. The people we counted on disappear or disappoint us. In those moments, it is natural to feel confused, even frustrated. But this is where the heart of true faith lies, not in understanding every detail of the plan, but in trusting the one who created it. Because Allah's wisdom is far greater than our limited perspective. He sees the future, He knows the past, and He understands the depth of our soul better than we do. When a person plants a seed in the soil, they don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. They water it, nourish it, give it time, and trust the process. The same applies to our journey with Allah. Sometimes the seed of your dua, your effort, your patience is hidden beneath the surface, but that doesn't mean it isn't growing. Allah is working on your behalf in ways you can't see. He is aligning people, events, and situations that will come together in the exact way you need, at the exact time you need. But it may not happen the way you envisioned. It may not follow your timeline. That is where trust becomes essential. There are moments when Allah delays something not to punish you, but to prepare you. The delay itself is a gift. It teaches you to rely on Him alone. It protects you from arrogance and entitlement. It humbles you. It deepens your da'ah. It transforms a simple request into a deeply spiritual journey. And when the outcome finally arrives, you don't just receive a blessing. You become someone who is ready to carry it. Allah doesn't just give you what you ask for. He makes you the person who can handle it with grace and gratitude. Every hardship, every unanswered question, every confusing turn is part of a bigger picture. You might not see the whole canvas yet, but trust that the one painting it knows exactly what he's doing. What you see as a setback might be the very thing pushing you toward what's better. What you see as silence might be Allah preparing something extraordinary. His plans are always filled with mercy, even if they are hidden behind moments of discomfort. This world is not meant to give us constant clarity. It is meant to train our hearts to trust. When Prophet Musa Arabic, Tain Arabic, Lam Arabic, Yet Arabic, Ha Arabic, Alif Arabic, Lam Arabic, Sin Arabic, Lam Arabic, Alif Arabic, Mim stood at the sea with his people, the situation looked hopeless. The water ahead, an army behind. From a human perspective, there was no escape. But Allah made a way where there seemed to be none. That is how Allah operates. He opens doors we didn't know existed. He makes paths where we only saw dead ends. He saves us in ways we never imagined, but that trust must come first. Even when the mind doesn't understand, the heart must remember, my Lord is with me. Allah's process often includes moments of stillness, moments of emptiness, moments of waiting. They are not signs that you are forgotten. They are signs that He is working on the unseen layers of your life, building something better than what you prayed for. Your job is not to figure out every detail. Your job is to walk with faith, knowing that the one guiding you never makes a mistake. Sujood is the most powerful place to return when life falls apart. In the chaos of the world, when our hearts feel heavy and our minds are overwhelmed, we often look for places of escape. Some turn to people, hoping for words of comfort. Others turn to distractions, hoping to silence the noise inside. But there is one place that holds a peace no human can offer, a comfort no worldly distraction can match. The ground where the forehead touches in sujood and the soul speaks directly to its creator. Sujood is not just a physical act of worship. It is a surrender of the soul. It is the moment when a person detaches from everything else and says with their posture, Ya Allah, I have no power, no strength, and no plan except what you will for me. The one who kneels to Allah can stand up to anything. In a world filled with uncertainty, fear, and constant pressure, strength is often misunderstood. People think strength is about never showing emotion, always having control, or never facing setbacks. But true strength is something far deeper. It begins in the heart, in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when a believer turns to Allah in sincere submission. When a person falls into sujood, they are not displaying weakness. They are drawing from the most powerful source of strength. They are acknowledging their human limitations while connecting with the one who has no limits. It is in that act of surrender, that act of worship, that the soul becomes truly unshakable. To kneel before Allah is to recognize that we are not self-sufficient. It is to admit that we do not control the outcomes of our lives, nor do we have the answers to every question. And yet, from this position of humility comes a kind of strength that cannot be broken by trials or hardship. It's the kind of strength that gives you the courage to face uncertainty with patience. It's the kind of strength that keeps your heart calm when the world around you is falling apart. When you've truly bowed your heart to Allah, no test becomes too heavy, no enemy too powerful, no wound too deep. The world may see a person in prayer and think they are retreating, but in reality they are advancing. They are rising with a strength that comes from the certainty that Allah is in control. When you know that your success, your provision, your protection all come from Allah, you stop fearing people. You stop being paralyzed by failure. You stop feeling broken by disappointment. You begin to walk through life with a quiet confidence, not because you trust yourself, but because you trust your Lord. The prophets of Allah were the strongest of people, not because of their armies or their wealth, but because of their complete submission to their Creator. They faced rejection, threats, exile, and even attempts on their lives, but they stood firm. Their secret was their connection to Allah. Their power came not from this dunya, but from the time they spent alone in prayer, pouring their hearts out to the one who created them. They taught us that when you kneel to Allah, you are never truly alone, and when you seek His help, He will never abandon you. This is the kind of strength that sustains you through loss. When others question how you're still standing, you know it's because of the strength Allah placed in your heart. This is the kind of strength that keeps you kind in a world that is harsh, hopeful in a time of despair, and patient when everything is delayed. It doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means you don't allow that pain to take you away from your Creator. It means you return to Him even more. The one who kneels to Allah lives with purpose. They are not easily distracted by the noise of the world. They are not defeated by insults, nor are they destroyed by failures. They rise after every fall, not because they are unbreakable, but because Allah gives them the strength to rise again and again. Every time they are pushed down by life, they fall into sujood, and from that sujood, they find the courage to continue. Their heart is soft with remembrance, but their spirit is firm with tawakkul. They are grounded, balanced, and resilient not because life is easy, but because they have learned where true power comes from.